Hey, well, it's pretty toasty warm in the hot tent, I have to say. I got a thermometer in here. 17.4 degrees. I just had the door open for about a half an hour because I was just dying in here. You can see my cheeks are all red. But I'd rather be too warm than too cold. So I'm just sitting here making some dinner. I'm heating up one of those Costco roasts that Mike Burns introduced me to on our trip to the Nunakani and the Halliburton Water Trails. It's already pre-cooked and it was frozen. Smells so good. It looks delicious and I cannot wait to eat it. So what I'm adding is basmati rice from the Dollarama. It's already cooked, but I find it a little bit grainy. It's nice if it gets, if you microwave it with a tiny bit of water, it plumps it up nice. So I thought it could just go right in the gravy, and the gravy would like infuse the rice. Is that the right words? I think so. And then it'll be like little pockets of gravy. Well, that might not look that beautiful, but it's gonna taste so good. It smells so good in here. I'm gonna pull the bears out of hibernation. Hey, well, food's pretty much finished. It didn't take very long to heat up. What I did was I wanted to keep the pot on the stove because I don't eat very fast and then my food gets cold. So I'm sorry, I'm really hot in here. I'm kind of a little bit lightheaded, but it feels really nice at the same time. I'm probably gonna freeze when I go outside. But so basically what I did was I just took one of my mugs for my hot chocolate and I scooped it in the pot and got some roast and some rice, and looks really good. Looks good to me anyways. It smells amazing in here. So I'm going to test this out and see how it is. It's steaming. It's still so hot. That's really good. I'm gonna go eat this, so bye. I'm sitting here eating my roast, and I'm literally roasting. It's so hot in here. Oh yeah, cheers, thanks to Laura for the buff. I really like it. It's awesome. My tent is leaking really bad. I'm not too impressed. See all the water? I sprayed it really good on the top because I didn't want this to leak on me, and the top is pretty much fine. It's dry, probably from the heat from the stove, but the bottom half is just very damp and it's leaking. It's dripping all over, especially where I'm sleeping. Of course, right? Here, drip, drip, drip. Good morning. Well, it is a balmy -14 outside, and I am sitting in here roasting. Temperature is 46.7 degrees. It's really warm in here. I'm about to get up for the day. I realized yesterday that I hadn't filmed much of the inside of the tent, so I thought I would try to get some of that today. It's a very small space, so it's hard to do, but I'm gonna do my best because I know that a couple of people have asked me to see what's in here. So over here I've just got my clothes bag. I just brought that in when I went to bed last night. Didn't really need it before then, but I'm gonna put that back in the car. My jacket's been sitting on top just to keep it dry and off the ground. Just a couple of things over there, some food I didn't want to freeze. my bear vault, my jug of water, and my boots. Over on the other side there I have some wood. I had a big stack of wood there which I went through. It was really dry, so it burned very nicely. So there's the stove, here's the top. Put a little clothesline wire in there so I can hang my mitts and my hat and stuff like that. Over here beside the stove, I had put a couple of pieces of wood here. I actually had this all filled up last night just so when I woke up I could just reach over and throw some logs in, but I really didn't have to do much because I didn't sleep that much. And then there's my sleeping bag, sleeping mat, like air mat, and Thermarest Ridge Rest, and then a tarp. Here's me. Hi. My pillow and stuff. Have a little room here at the end of my bed, where my head goes. So I just put my water bottles here. I have my phone sitting here. Have a little tarp here, and then I just pull my boots over here and put them on, and then head outside. So pretty nice. So I've had a few people asking me about air intake, and this is something that I've never had on the teepee. I've never had a problem with anything like that. I do have a lot of places where air gets in. I did have plans and do have plans to install a vent right there at the top of the tent. I have the actual little vent all cut out and everything, but due to Canada Post not sending me my stove on time, I did not get time to put it in. I actually attempted to do it Thursday night, and then my sewing machine crapped out, and I have two at my disposal right now, and neither of them were working. So I had just had it. I was really stressed out this week trying to get everything finished, and I just left it. This stove is amazing. I barely had any smoke at all in this tent last night. Could be a combination of the awesome firewood that I got that was dry, but this damper thing, wow. I don't have a damper on the other stove that I have from Princess Auto. What a huge difference it makes. I can regulate the temperature just by twisting that little thing and opening this up or closing this up. It's fantastic. But when I did get a little bit of smoke in here, I just opened up the door. It was so hot in here. I had the door open most of the time yesterday when I was in here, except for when I was sleeping last night. Go on there. Little bits up. Alright, well, it's Sunday morning, and just packing up. I got my big warm hat on because it's cold out here, but I haven't had time to put on my snow pants or anything yet. So I'm just gonna, I took two of the pipes off the stove jack, and I'm gonna take the other two off and take the stove out, and put it outside, empty it so that I can start cooling off, and then I'll take the tent down after. Okay, so I just put the leftover logs and coals that were in the stove into the fire pit here and buried it with some snow. I'm going to keep drowning it until it goes out. I also have some water in the car, so I'll use that if need be. Make sure that's out before I leave. So the pipes and the stove are just sitting here cooling, and it's actually already cold to the touch, so pretty awesome. Everything is cold, so I'm going to pack up the tent, and then I will pack this up next. It's snowing quite a bit right now. It's pretty awesome. Oh, got the stove out. It's cooled down in the car already. Beautiful. Just need to take the tent down, and I'm going to try to get as much snow off as possible, but I'll have to dry it out when I get home, so I will get that done, and then I'm all ready to go. say that overall my first tryout or trip with the hot tent was pretty good. Had a little bit of some issues last night. The bottom 2 feet or so of the canvas got wet. I focused when I did the waterproofing. I mean, I sprayed the whole thing, and I did put 3 cans on there, but I focused more on the top half than the bottom half, so I'm gonna have to waterproof the whole bottom section again and put a couple really good coats on it, and then spray it with the fireproofing again. But other than that, it worked out pretty good. I did notice that the painter's pole slipped down a couple of times, and all of a sudden I noticed the tent was really saggy, and I was like, why? What's going on? And then I realized it was the pole that was slipping. So I'm gonna work on fixing that as well. But overall, went really well, so I'm happy.